Hello, thank you for joining Al Stock Trades. In this channel, if you're tuning in for the first time, we like to find undervalued stocks, utilize a Warren Buffett type of approach, calculate the intrinsic value of stocks, it's like such, and utilize data-driven approaches to finding stocks that are going to run up. So the background for people that join me normally, the background's a little different. I wanted to change it up a little bit just to give you guys, my apology. The YouTube studio is getting ready, and I just wanted to kind of freshen up rather than having a whiteboard. I hope you guys can hear me well. We're a bit of ways from the Wi-Fi box, so I hope that things are strong. They should be, but who knows? So in this video, we're going to calculate the intrinsic value of the Roku stock. Now, just to be very careful here, I always was wondering why Kathy Woods was buying these stocks at over valued levels. It just didn't make sense to me because I understand her philosophy and I get that these types of stocks will eventually do well. But when you calculate the intrinsic value of these companies, you don't normally see that they're actually valued of what they were before. So I just find it interesting, and maybe she knows something that I don't know. But I'm going to be calculating unique values, and you will see it's not too far off from its intrinsic value. In fact, since it's been dropping, it's actually a great time to get in, and I will show you different levels of how to get in, when to get in, and just to set yourself up for success, so you don't lose your ass in the market. So. I'm just going to open up here Yahoo Finance just so we can go in. So let me show the screen here so we can get to here. There's a gift for me. I'm just going to get this ready for us so our analysis is nice and smooth. So I hope everything's doing great. Hope the weekend is going off really well. Here are the estimates that we're going to be using for the bear cases. I would like to first start off by saying, if you haven't done so, please consider getting the Moomoo trading app. They give you free level 2 data, short selling data. I personally use it. It's really great. If you just open up a Futu account, it's also called Futu, you would get only one free stock. But if you deposit $100, you would get another one. So that's 2 free stocks. And if you deposit $2,000, you would get an additional 3, equating to 5 free stocks. So take advantage of this. Again, they get free short selling data and level 2 data. It's amazing. It looks like a cow, okay? But overall, it is really good information, and it's just another thing under your belt. And it's 5 free stocks, especially during these inflationary times. And you'll be able to see that in the link down below and or attached if you're live to the comment sections. Okay, so here is the revenues for Roku. We're just going to go briefly going over this. They've been consistently increasing revenue. They're looking really good on that. Their gross margins started off horribly. However, they're started to increase their gross margins. As you can see, this is what I like to see in a company. Their operating margins have flipped to the positive side, indicating that this company is about to flip into profitability, in which you can see they have done so. Better yet, their free cash flow is actually positive as well. Now, very just quick comparison, if you actually look at Netflix, you actually see from here that the free cash flow is actually negative. And that's just based on just the simple fact that they're trying to grow as much as they can, but their net income is positive. So obviously, Roku, if I was to purchase a stock, I would already, just based off of these numbers, I would be like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. If you look at the financial ratio, their current ratio is 3.63 with a debt to equity of 0.16. Now, if people don't understand what current ratio is, we go over in the Mastering Stock Market course and how to understand it. But essentially, can they pay off their short-term debts within 12 months? And obviously, Warren Buffett likes companies that have a current ratio of above 1.5. Write that down. All right. Also, debt to equity ratio of under 0.5. And again, you can access these numbers in our artificial intelligence technology and in our Mastering Stock Market course with our intrinsic value calculator, which you can find a link at alstocktrades.com. We've been featured on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, NASDAQ, Benzinga, Yahoo Finance, and Yahoo Money, and we offer a 3-day free trial for just the Discord version of the alerts. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to calculate the intrinsic value of the stock. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the calculator here, and we're going to go in and get our hands dirty. So we're going to be, instead of doing 2021 revenue estimates, we're going to go ahead and do 2022. We're going to go off of the low estimate of 3.5, so essentially 3.5 billion. So we're just going to put it here, 2022, and we're going to put 350. And again, these numbers are in millions. I am going to just increase the size on here, even though you can't see the graph on the bottom. I'll just scroll down. I just want to make sure you guys can see this. Some of you may be on your cellular phones. So the free cash flow of the company is right here, which you can see at 2021, they had $188 million in free cash flow. Now, again, if you take this number, which is the revenue, and you actually multiply it by 0.05, you would see it actually is higher than the 5%. In fact, it's 7%, giving you $193 and around 7% of free cash flow, indicating that this company is very healthy. It's positioned for success. Likewise, they're monetizing with their free channels. And as you can see, Netflix is going down that route, or they're considering it, meaning that the business model for Roku is strong. Okay. All they have to do now is just become content creators, which is definitely is very difficult, but we will get into that. So from this, we're going to take the revenue from 2015 of 320 million, and we're going to put 320 here and type in 2015. So you can see it's growing on average 41%. Okay. So then we're going to take the revenue, the free cash flow. It doesn't matter what year you place it in. It just takes the average. We just put it down here, which we saw it was 188 million. So we put in here 188. And then if you look at then first off, you can see there's numbers here that are updating. What this does is it goes 10 years into the future, discounts back at a discount rate. Essentially, for people that don't understand what I'm doing here, what we're essentially doing is the dollar right now is worth a lot more than the dollar in the future because of inflation, all the printing, yada, yada. So what you're trying to say is, if this business is allowed to grow, is it going to beat inflation and give me a return in today's present value? Meaning that, is the company undervalued right now? And you want to do this before you do any investments. And a lot of retail investors, what they do is they just go in and purchase a stock. And unfortunately, it turns out to be very bad for them because they don't know fundamental analysis. Now, if you look at the shares, you can see that the shares have been diluted. But then we're at 140 million right now. So you can just put in 140. And by doing that, you get the stock price. So you can see here we have a bear case of $129, a base case of $181, and a bull case of $272.51. Based off of my conservative estimates, I would prefer a base case, possibly 20% of a margin of safety from even that, from selling point. So I would say my selling point is $150. Now, if they continue to grow and they continue to scale and they're doing really good, they would obviously become overvalued. Now, again, the market jumps from extreme fear to just like extreme greed. And if you go in to our hedge fund information, you can see that we're in a level of extreme fear. Here's the free fear greed model. I can't speak. And you can see here we're at levels of extreme. But if you go back to the beginning, remember the beginning of January, February of 2021, where stocks only go up from the philosophy of retail investors who've only been invested in the market for a couple of months. As you can see here, the greed was super high. And unfortunately, they were going to lose their booties. And then slowly the sentiment turned, it shot up again, but then now the sentiment has gone back down. So understand that once these stocks, they get to a level where they become so greedy, they get to a level where even of our intrinsic value calculation, it goes even higher above that. However, as a fundamental investor, you would want to sell even if it goes higher, and you wouldn't care, because that's what fundamental investing works. Rule number one of fundamental investing is don't lose money. And rule number two is follow rule number one. And I'm very strict when it comes to these types of things. We are currently in a bear market here, the probability. However, if you look off of some composite recession models, we are not experiencing any signals of a recession based off of technical indicators, but we do have a 10-year minus the 2-year, which indicates a recession. But a more predictive model is a 10-year minus the federal funds rate, which is not saying that there's a recession. I personally think the Biden administration made a deal with the Federal Reserve saying that we will put you on a chair if you don't give us a recession during a Democratic year, and then just stifle the recession back on. If so, if a Republicans take over, then they'll be, it's all politics here. But essentially, what people are doing is they're just kind of delaying the inevitable. And I personally think we should just get it over with so we can go enjoy some nice gains. But overall, my price target is $150 on Roku. Now, again, if you haven't noticed, we haven't even looked at the stock price. So let's do so together. Kevin, spell it right. So right now, yeah, it's trading at $96. The 52-week low is $83, and the 52-week high is $490, as indicated. So it's getting pretty high. So the question here is, how low can it go? And to answer it is, you would have to look at what are analysts saying, and if so, if Roku comes into the fruition of these analyst estimates, what would it be? So 34.2%. I'm not going to do that. It's not really. Why not? Let's go. So I'm going to zoom out really quickly. And here's our other calculation. You can find this in our Mastering Stock Market course, Lifetime Access. So it's 34.2%. So if you put in 34.2%, you would essentially get a bull of 172, a base of 116, and then a bear of 83, which is exactly where we're hovering around based off of the calculations for the current year. Now, again, I don't trust these calculators. I think these are a little bit bearish based off of the numbers of Roku, considering it's really great. But let's give them a 29%, and let's just see how far could Wall Street take this. So if we do this, Wall Street could take this down to $59, right? And the last time we would have seen $59, let's go back, the max. $59 would have been right around 2019. So just not too far long ago, we would saw around the $59 here. So understand that it could go lower depending on how Wall Street could go with a bear market. But based off of my calculations, regardless of where it goes to, it's personally a buy for me right now. It's $59 for the lowest I would say we would go. And that's like extreme bear with a 15%. This is tremendously discounted, right? And if you were to do the calculation based off of where it's at right now to my price target, if you were to do that, you would just do 150 divided by 96, and you would get 56% increase, right? And let's just say, for example, if the price does go to, let's say $59, in fact, let's just do 91. That is a 1.54. That is 154% increase. Okay, so that's double your money and then some. So, the way I would do it is, I'm dollar cost averaging, and whoever tells you, there's idiots out there that are telling you, especially on CNBC, and a lot of other idiots out there that try to time the market. People, what that signals to me is that they are naive investors. One, they don't understand, or two, if they understand, it means that they put all their money in the market and they just plowed their money all in, and which means that they're also naive investors. And that shows me that they don't have any discipline, right? The whole purpose of dollar cost averaging, and there was a study done where it was someone who tried to time the market completely and compared to someone who dollar cost averaged and compared to someone who just bought at the highest peak compared to someone who was never in the market. Obviously, the person who was never in the market failed. They did not make anything. The person who made the most was the person who was able to time the market correctly. But you know how hard that is? But it wasn't by a long. It was like 20 to 30% difference than someone who actually dollar. Here, let me increase my face here, right? So it was actually different than someone who dollar cost averaged was 20 to 30% less. But still, 20 to 30% than someone who actually timed the market. It shows you that dollar cost averaging works. Now, if you can hear in the background here, imagine in fact, what am I imagining here? Look, let's bring it back here. And let's look up launch paths, and let's use technology to help us. So let's show the screen brush. Let's remove the timer, and let's get to it. So here you have a parabola, okay? And let's say this is the stock, okay? And let's go ahead and change the color to your buys here. Let's say, for example, you were buying here. And then you were, but the beautiful part is you were dollar cost averaging. Then you start buying here, then here, then here. And you continue to keep doing it, even when the stock goes up. Now, for all my math nerds out there, this is y is equal to x squared. I don't have my Wacom tablet here, but if we were to take dy over dx, if we were to take the derivative of this, you would get 2x. Okay, derivative just means if you take all the tangent lines across of this, you would get something like this. Okay. If someone were just to have bought here and here and here, but then stopped and all of a sudden started buying here and here, their returns wouldn't be as great because they just missed out on a whole bunch of that, a whole bunch of the bottom. Okay. So whoever tells you, I see it on CNBC and unfortunately other people on the platform, not on our Discord platform, but just I don't want to name any names and cause any drama, but there have been a lot of people that are just giving you these this it shows you. I mean, the best way I can just bring it to you here is just dumb money and smart money. Here is the smart money and dumb money confidence. If you look at smart money, which are people that actually have money and understand the stock market, they're buying right now, right? But dumb money is completely selling. Now, you may go on CNBC and you may hear some people say, well, I'm not a buyer of this market. There is Stephen West, but it's funny because I've been in the market for a long time. I've been tracking these people for quite some time, right? It's funny. Stephen West goes ahead and says, well, I'm not a buyer in this market, but then the guy goes ahead and buys Jumia at $50, $60. Are you serious? He's a buyer of Jumia at $50 to $60. He's a buyer. That's the buyout price premium that I would pay for Jumia to take it private. That's the buyout price, right? And that's on a good day when the Federal Reserve was, easy monetary policy. Okay, so you got to be careful who you listen to, and you got to make sure you do your own due diligence. Okay, because that's key. You don't want to lose your money here. All right, so long story short, let's go in now and let's take a look just briefly here. This is our artificial intelligence technology. If you go to Al Help, you would see some things. This is Brain Machine, which is a proprietary leading edge in market analysis. We have been featured on all of these great platforms here. There is a 3-day free trial. I recommend you take advantage of it. You can cancel anytime. No pressure, no hard feelings. I want to help you. That's the goal, right? So if you look up here, Al Help here for the price targets, if you look up the Al PTC, this gives you the average. I can't spell Roku. My apologies. Roku here. If you look at it, you can see that the target high is $485, the target low is $80, and the median is 170. The consensus is 214, and the target median, is $175. Well, my price target's 150, so I'm more conservative than all these people. Okay. Besides the guy whose target low is 80. Okay. So if we just go ahead to see who did these analyst estimates. And again, we can access all of this through our private Discord channel where we injected our software to help our members. Now, Citigroup issued a $175 price target, I believe on May 3rd. We have Morgan Stanley with a $105 price target. Wells Fargo, my apologies, with 115. And that's about it. I'm sure there was more, but these are the most recent ones. Lastly, if we can look at Al DCF Roku, this gives you a very quick short-term analysis of what the stock price is worth in today's present value, just right now, like just with, just like the short-term effects, it continually updates based off of the beta, which is the volatility of the index. I placed this on purpose, and for all our students and our Al Stock Alerts members, I did this on purpose so we can use it for the bullseye to give you a great analysis to say, okay, we'll look at the bullseye, we'll see the short-term volatility of the price target, we'll look at the technical analysis indicators, look at the trend line, and all these other things together to give you the higher probability of success to making money in your options contracts, okay? So when I look at here, we can see that the Roku is at a $96 price right now, but the RDCF calculation is saying it's worth $111. Okay, so obviously already undervalued, and this is most likely going to hit sooner than our price targets here, because not this one again. I think we were growing at what, 40%. Our price target is $150, and that's more long term. I would say in a year or two, but this one is a little bit more short term in the money here. So if we were to just do the simple calculation, divided by, I mean, heck, let's round up, 97 cents, add 3 more pennies to 97. That is a 15% increase, just like that. And you can use that as well if we get a bullseye and on Roku. And there you go. Your options contracts is looking pretty sexy. All right, so that is what I have to say there. But just to make this fully rounded very quickly, we can also look at pre-planned support and resistance lines based off of the calculations. And I don't believe, so here is some support at $93. We got an 85.23 support line here, as well as 77.51. So I would take a look at these. If they do break, we could be going further down. However, as you can see, we do have an ascending line up here, and we can see this kind of ascending channel. And we got a dip here, but a support at $93. So we're looking to maintain that. Likewise, we do have a $100 resistance and $110 resistance. Now, I'm not going to walk you through each timeline here. Again, it's a free trial. You can have access to all of this information, look up any stock that you want. But understand, after the 107, we are expected to, really is a great bounce to 159, right to our price target of 150. So that'll be definitely enjoyable. But you can see this downward trajectory channel. Now, again, we might break out of this, and then the bullseye will definitely alert us. But if you can graph your support lines, which we will be offering to our Mastering Stock Market students, I gave some announcements today regarding our pre-planned downward and upward channels, what basically gives it to you without having to work for it. And also our pre-planned Fibonacci. We try to give you a all-in experience at Al Stock Alerts, and we are going to, my goal is to be the one-stop shop for you guys. So that is all I have for you. It is a privilege and honor. Let me just look at the comments. If you have any questions, this is your chance. Al, you're always on point. I can't wait to see how far this community. Honestly, I'm very proud of each and every one of you guys. The goal here is not so much to build a big community to make me rich. In fact, no, I'm going to go into medicine. That's where my passion is. And that's why I'm not charging a lot for this program. We're only charged $10 a month. We'll give you literally 2 free months if you do the yearly plan. And again, it's a 3-day free trial, so you can cancel. Again, we want to bring power to the retail investors. And my goal is not to line my pockets and sell this hopium of hope. No, that's not what we do here. But we will, and you will undergo a transformational process. And the results speak for themselves. Here are the people that I took screenshots of their profits, and you are going to undergo a transformational process. That is true, 100%. But we do not. What's the word? There's no hype here. There's absolutely why hype? Hype will make you lose money. Okay, there is nothing in life is done with a blink of a second. Like whoever tells you better buy this now, it's about to end, and these salesmen that try to push you, don't ever do that. Take your time, analyze the pros and cons. This is your life, okay? and make the decisions that are right for you. And always just do your due diligence. And we always just try to strive to be the best. I mean, we try to give you guys everything possible. And I'm happy that Bloomberg and Yahoo are realizing what we're trying to do here. No one is doing what we're doing. No one, I mean, I look at all the successful people, they would rather manipulate the markets. I'm a big fan of Obama going in as being the first black man in office, as someone who came from nothing. I look up to that. But I also would want him to speak about the economy, teach people about the stock market. You know how much good he would do? I don't see any of our previous politicians teaching about the stock market. Where's Hillary Clinton? Chelsea Clinton bought Clover Health at a lower $2.50 to 60 cents. Majority of Americans don't know that. And just watch the returns that she is going to make on that. Just watch. Right? I'm very passionate about this. And again, I'm not trying to attack Chelsea and it's just, but that's just life. You need to learn the stock market. You need to learn the economy, right? I'm not trying to attack these people I just wish they would do more. Teach people about real estate. Teach people about the stock market. That's how you grow your wealth, right? Because if you don't, you're going to get people trying to gamble their life savings away for a world of hope that someone would love to sell you to take your money, right? And that's just how people are. They like to feed off of your weaknesses and this hopium of hype. Don't fall ill to that, and always just do your due diligence. So that's I have to say. Yeah. So, definitely. Al, could you possibly do a video on? So I actually did a video on ATER. I did an intrinsic value calculation, but I didn't do a sophisticated support line of resistance. Would you guys want me to do one using our pre-programmed, really strong technical indicators for these types of things? We can do that. It'll take me some time because I'm just trying to Thinkorswim slows down this computer. But I'll definitely try it to see if it's able to handle it. We do have a new computer coming in. It's in China. It's Mac Studio, but it's held up in China. So that's kind of like a bummer. Oh yeah, definitely. No, word up. No, sadly it is. Yeah. Do you trade IPOs? So actually, I actually don't. Now, it depends, but I actually don't, because usually IPOs go up and then they come back down. But what I am looking up as a previous IPO is I'm looking up Airbnb. So you're going to have to slow this down really quickly, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk really fast. So there are approximately 2.3 billion houses in the world. 2.3 billion houses. Airbnb has approximately 7 billion houses on property globally. They take on average 3% from the host and 14% from the people that are booking. That's approximate 17%. Now, assuming a 35% capitalization ratio, right now they're making approximately $1.5 billion per quarter, trading at a multiple of 15 to 16x. Now, if you look at their direct competition, which is hotels, we are gearing towards around 700,000 world hotels. Approximate hotels per room is anywhere between 250 to 300 rooms. So if I were, Warren Buffett would ask, if I were to own 1% of the farmland in the United States, how much would that be? Well, think about it. If I were to own 1% of all the properties out there for rental, what would that be? And that's Airbnb for you. So just doing the basics, fundamental calculations, sitting down and conceptualizing this, I do see Airbnb in the next 10 to 15, 20 years, a 10x stock. But I also see Clover Health arriving to that point faster. So I am looking at Airbnb, most recent IPO, and I would honestly hope that it trades lower, but unfortunately everyone has their grips on it because they see how strong of a business it is. So I did a lot of, I talk to very fast right now, but this is how my brain works. I'll be slowing this down, and this will be all taught in a mastering stock market course on how to do these types of calculations. Okay, so yeah, sadly, I think so. In the beginning, yes, ATR, what do you think? Okay, I'll definitely take a look at it. No, for sure. For sure, yes. 9 count Denmark. What's that? What's your thoughts on? Uh, we'll have to do that. Let me just go ahead and S. What was it? See, I don't see it. I would have to dig deep down to the annual 10K report. Will cause the next recession. I don't know. Is that a stock or commercial? Yes, we're talking Airbnb. So I was doing the calculations, and I said 7 million properties. So how much uh, uh, properties does Airbnb have? I typed that really fast. Thanks. 7 million. So yeah, 7 million properties Airbnb has, and I think they would get to 23 million. I think 23 million very soon. I see that in their future. Talking about it now. Well, what are your thoughts on Clove price earnings Monday? So I made a video on Clove. It depends. If they release their I should probably do a debriefing probably tomorrow. Get people ready for Clover. I'll do a video. Yeah, I gotta do one. But if there is a SaaS like coming in, we'll definitely it's gonna jump. And if it doesn't jump, then this is gonna be great. But it's gonna jump if there is SaaS news. We already know SaaS is in their future. But we'll make definitely another video. I don't want to make this too long because this is Roku, so maybe some Roku people are going to be like, damn, that's so long. But this will make probably another shorter Roku video because I do believe in Roku. It's a great company. I'll make like a very short one, but this is a great little hi, hello. I want to leave you guys with this. Please take a look at our Al Stock Alerts. Here is the website. We do have a 3-day free trial. We've been featured on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, and so many others. And I'm just very, you can click on the links. These are all the links here if you would like to take a look at them. And I'm just very honored to be part of this community to where we're able to democratize financial information. This is Brain Machine for all walks of life. And this is everything that we offer for Al Stock Alerts here. And the list goes on. There's just a lot we offer, as well as the top short squeeze stocks, and here's some testimonials. But just one more just important thing. Don't forget to sign up for Moomoo to get your 5 free stocks if you deposit 2,000 or more. And here are the rules and regulations of this. You can pause it, but the link will be down below or above. But definitely take advantage of this. They offer free level 2 data and as well short selling data. And I use them as well. So as a trader, you want to have multiple vehicles to do your trading. So if let's say Webull goes down, you'll have other platforms to help you and such and such. So it's always like, for example, it's nice to have more than one car to get you to work. So I think trading platforms the same way. It's coming to look like now. Now I appreciate that. I'm very happy that you are enjoying the content. Just one thing though, since I've already calculated for Clove, if you go down to, I spoke to my members exclusive daily briefing here. This is just for Clove. We did some calculations here on the trend line, so you can see there was a reversal, but then you can see at the end of the day, Friday going into Monday, you can see this uptrend already happening and a reversal signal, which will be, you can see here from the MACD and then all these other support and uptrends from this oversold position from the RSI. So this is definitely something interesting. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. It's been a privilege and honor. God bless you, and please stay safe.